Now people are saying that Latinos didn't know that Black Americans are not immigrants. Child, I just don't even know what to say. I don't know what to say.
Your people next! Your people next! Pray into that, motherfucker! Oh, yeah, get the fuck out of here! You're gonna go to hell! Don't be praying for Jesus, because I know you pray for Jesus, bitch!
This comment was racially motivated because you had a Hispanic ICE agent and you had a white ICE agent, but you targeted the black ICE agent. No smoke for your own people and no smoke for the white man. No Child Left Behind failed y'all tremendously because Black Americans will never have an issue with ICE. Black Americans are U.S. citizens. If it wasn't for Black Americans, they wouldn't even be over here. Y'all wouldn't even be over here. Learn your history. The Immigration Act of 1924 was only for white European immigrants, and they discriminated against non-European immigrants until the Immigration and Nationality Act of 1965, which was brought to you by Black Americans. If you're going to be racist or anti-Black American, at least be educated. Be educated while you're doing it. But anyway, salud, and may St. Christopher look over you.
I have been seeing a lot of posts from Latin people and Mexican people with this message to Black people. They're saying that you all are next. Can I tell you a little secret? Black people in America, we're not immigrants. We're United States citizens, so we can't be deported. For you all to say, oh, Black people next, we're not immigrants. We were born and raised in the United States of America. Our ancestors worked this land, and we are United States citizens. So stop making that post talking about you all are next to Black people. It doesn't make any sense because we're not immigrants.
So here's something that's got a lot of people, especially some in the Latino community, absolutely outraged and even confused. And there was a viral video that was showing Latinos expressing frustration and even finding out that Black Americans can't be deported. And it triggered a wave of reactions online. But what's really behind this outrage? And people are asking themselves, why is this even a shock in the first place? So today we are breaking it all the way down with history, law, and cultural tension all in the mix. So stay tuned because this goes way deeper than just a misunderstanding.
What do you mean y'all thought we were immigrants? Y'all thought Black people, Black Americans, African Americans, Blacks, us, were immigrants? The hardest lessons, clearly, it's going to take me a long time to learn and figure out is that other people just don't know what I know. I assume that a lot of people know what I know. That's why y'all keep saying that, huh? That makes sense, I guess. That we're next. Y'all think, what? How do y'all not know how long we've been a part of this country? Black people fought in the Crispus Attucks. Did everybody not, at my little church, every Black History Month, there was this huge thing. I'll never forget when I came to my grandma's house. It was a huge package, and it was all of these cards. They were ABC cards, but on every card, letter of the alphabet and an important person from Black history. And that was what we did all February at Sunday school. Like, we learned those cards. We would have to, and then we'd line up at like the Black History program, and we'd have to read them out loud. So I guess I just assumed, oh my God.
Y'all know when Latinos and Hispanics be like Black Americans are next, they really thought that Black Americans are immigrants. And that explains why they voted the way they voted. They tried to get us up out of here. But I gotta say to the Latino community, not only did your ESL classes, but the American educational system failed you tremendously. Because Black Americans are not immigrants and we're not going anywhere. This is how ill-informed they are. They really think because they're in the middle between black and white that they're white adjacent, when that's far from the truth. It's only 3 categories that's broken down in this country. You have white Americans, you have non-whites, and you have Black Americans. The people in the middle, Y'all just extras in this movie. The main characters are the white Americans and the black Americans, and sometimes the Native Americans make a guest appearance. This country spent too much money, trillions of dollars, in painting black people as the bad guys. That's the default, to even get rid of black Americans. As sad as that may sound. And you know who's catching on quick, who's learning the game real quick? Africans and Caribbeans. That's why they're cosplaying as black Americans. They're not cosplaying as black Americans to trick us black Americans. They're doing it to trick white Americans because they don't want to be deported.
Let's start with the basic fact. Black Americans, meaning African Americans whose ancestors were enslaved and born in the US, are American citizens. That means they are just as native to this land as anyone else born here. And there is no basis, legal or illegal, to ever suggest they could be deported. But somehow, this simple truth seems to surprise some of the immigrants, especially those who came to America chasing the dream but never quite understood the full history of the people already here. So, the outrage we are seeing online speaks a lot of volume. It's not about misunderstanding US citizenship law. It's about the unspoken tensions between minority groups, especially between some in the Latino immigrant community and some black Americans. So let's be real. This isn't new because some Latinos, particularly those who are undocumented or living on edge, often feel that they face harsher consequences for any missteps. While seeing black Americans protest or speak up and even demand justice, all without fear of deportation. But the thing is, it's not a competition. It's a structural difference in how the US treats different communities based on history, based on systems, and yes, even race. Black Americans didn't migrate here by choice. They were forced into this land through slavery, and their descendants built this country. So deportation was never a question because this is the only home they've ever known. So the comparison doesn't even hold. But here's where it gets even deeper, the resentment. Some Latinos have internalized the very anti-black biases that run through American society, believing that black Americans get handouts or are privileged to protest or somehow don't appreciate the freedom they have. So this is a very dangerous narrative because frankly it's historically wrong. And black Americans have been fighting and even dying for rights that many immigrant groups now benefit from. So from civil rights to voting access, the sacrifices open doors for others. So to now see frustration that they can't be deported isn't just ironical, it is disrespectful. And let's not pretend this is one-sided. There are Latinos who stand with black communities in solidarity, and there are Afro-Latinos who live at the intersection of both identities. But it's not. But it's time we call out the ignorance, especially when it's spread on social media. And the viral reaction isn't about policy, it's about prejudice. And the only way forward is through honest conversation, historical education, and even dismantling anti-blackness wherever it hides, even within communities that should know better. So let's be clear here. Citizenship isn't a privilege you compare, it's a fact. And black Americans are not your competition. They are your allies, your neighbors, and even the people whose blood, sweat, and tears shape the America you now call home. Yeah, so I'm Nancy Norman, and this is your reminder that not all outrage is rooted in truth. Sometimes it's rooted in ignorance.